Hi Pisces, it's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. I am here for your July 2016 tarot reading. And I'm just noticing it looks like a hornet is starting to make a nest on the side of my house right by the door to my deck. So I'm going to have to deal with that. I love my bees, but I don't need them right where they're going to sting me, especially since my father's allergic. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 categories here. Ooh, some very nice work cards. 8 of Shields, Page of Shields. Now for home. Knight of Wands. Whoops. Ace of Swords. In the love category, we have the 5 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. And for some overall spiritual cards, we have the 10 of Cups and Temperance. That's beautiful. Okay, the focus card is you guys, the King of Cups, and the Page of Swords. So the card at the bottom of the deck is often a foundation issue, a subconscious energy influencing you this month, or something you want to bring to the surface. So the Page of Swords is communication. New communication, trying to communicate things, and trying to figure out how to best communicate whatever you're trying to communicate. And we'll see what's happening with the cards. So this is something you're going to want to actively think about and maybe consult people. If you have something important to communicate, I would call upon your air sign friends, write it out, practice saying it to someone else, because you're being a water sign. You probably want to communicate something that's emotional to you potentially, but you want to make sure it comes out constructively. So with the King of Cups being in the focus, I feel like this is like you really want to handle your life in a mature way, not to let your emotions get the best of you and to carry you away, to drive your reactions, that you want to be in control of them and have them be a part of the information you're using to deal with the situation or to live your life, but you don't want them to rule you, to overcome you, and to color all your interactions. So just a real sign of you just really, just the fact that you're thinking about that shows that you're approaching July with a sense of responsibility and maturity. And boy, you can see it happening in the work category. We have the 8 of Shields and the Page of Shields. So, the 8 of Shields is the fine craftsman, the extreme attention to detail. But it's also a card, I feel like, people who truly follow, who are in the arts, or to do something that's truly their expression, their creativity, how they express their creativity, which can be, it doesn't have to be the arts. Okay, so if you're a computer programmer and that's what you love to do, and you somehow it's an expression of you, what you program, or how you program, or whatever it is, it's feeding your soul, it's feeding your life purpose, it's giving meaning to your life. So I think some of you may, instead of being like, oh, I need this job because it pays the bills and all that stuff, you're going to say, you know what, I need a job. I'm going to feel better emotionally if I have a job that feels right and feeds my soul. And the Page of Shields means you're going to literally try to look for a new beginning. Start, maybe talking to people and communicating that, you may be looking for something different in a different area, and talking to people in that area and putting yourself out there and trying to bring about a new beginning in the work that you do. Start taking classes, um, start practicing more, start getting involved with groups uh, that share your interest, and maybe networking, and really thoughtfully lining yourself up to that which is going to be more in line with what feels good to you and feeds your soul. So that's really beautiful. Good for you. Now over here in the home position, we still have um, some really interesting cards. You do have some cup cards going on here. I was saying you don't have many cup cards, but you do have some cup cards. They're beautiful cup cards. But you also have some interesting, so you're really grounded in how you're dealing with your work life. And home, it's like you're having an aha moment, and you are thoughtfully, not emotionally, making some changes. And you're excited. This is the honeymoon period. So this could be that you meet someone, um, but our love cards are maybe showing a little bit different of a story. Or you're ready to put yourself out there again. This is a change in passions. Or maybe your home life is going to change because maybe you're passionate about your work. Maybe that's something you're going to do from home. But nights are changes. So you're really motivated, but it's going to be something new. It's like you're all of a sudden going to be like, and this is just an example. This is not going to apply to people necessarily at all. But say you've all of a sudden decided you want to become a yoga teacher. And it clicked. It was just like this. It's clear, the Ace of Swords cuts away everything else, cuts away emotion and oh, the fear, and I can't do this, and the negativity. And it's just like, I want to start a catering company. I want to become a yoga teacher. And you're just fired up about it because it's like it all of a sudden fits. It all of a sudden makes sense. And you're just like, this is happening. And let me tell you, nothing's going to stop you because you're so excited about it. And you're so motivated and so ready for this change. It's like it's been a really long time in coming. You're finally communicating your needs and moving forward. This may come about in the setting of a breakup, or a conflict. Like it's sort of like in the seeds of some sort of, maybe if you're partnered, you and your partner have an argument. We do have this conflict card, or it can also be a card of competition, so it doesn't have to necessarily be negative, but maybe you're having a disagreement with a loved one, and somehow you just burst out, I'm just so unhappy with my job. And you're like, oh. And all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, it isn't my partner's fault that I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy, and I've been bringing my unhappiness. I'm trying to blame everyone else instead of doing the necessary work internally to fix the situation. And you're also going to have some very supportive friends. You're going to find people that are passionate. Here's another bee. I've been having a lot of bees around. He's pollinating here. Okay, sorry. Maybe you want to raise bees and make your own honey. So you're going to find like-minded people. So whatever you're passionate about, try to find some people who share your passion and will keep you motivated and aren't going to tell you your ideas are stupid and you can't do that for this whole list of reasons, because they're just negative. In fact, you may not want to tell anyone except people who you know are going to be excited about it. I remember I've had a tarot website, which I really didn't do too much with, but I've had it for over 16 years. I have paid for my domain name. And I put up a website, but I never, it got no traffic. I didn't really know what I was doing. Not that I know what I'm doing now, but I never, even though I remember one of my friends, and he said, "Do you really think people are going to pay for you to read their tarot cards?" He's a computer guy. He's great. He helped me with the website, but he was just like, "You're a fool. You're an idiot." That's his perspective. And I mean, I don't blame him. Even recently, I was like, "Oh my God, I think I had like 1,000 subscribers at that point on my YouTube channel." I'm like, who knew people would want to watch me read tarot cards? And he's like, "Well, it certainly isn't me." I'm like, I don't watch that. So I don't go for him for inspiration and support about my tarot. I mean, he was joking. It was funny. It was fine. But maybe if he hadn't said that though 16 years ago when he was a much more important part of my life. He's just a friend, but we hung out all the time. Um, who knows? Maybe I would have been more motivated to work on that and I'd be someplace different. Or maybe things worked out perfectly. You don't know. But this is a time for you to surround yourself with people who are going to be positive and support you. And then we have these beautiful, by doing this, people may accuse you of like, you may be like, "Okay, my yoga, I'm all yoga. I'm practicing my yoga. I'm watching yoga videos. I'm taking a teacher certification class. I'm trying to find my own yoga studio." I mean, you may be so yoga all the time, 100% yoga, that people are like, "Okay, you're kind of obsessed with this." But you know what? In a way, I feel like it's actually bringing balance to your life. It's almost like you need to overcorrect because you had been so far away from your path of your true soul's purpose, that you need to make a 180. So it may seem out of balance, but it's not. You just have such a huge correction to make. And then once you're getting things going, you're going to even out and then be balanced. So don't let people make you feel like you're too obsessed with it at the moment. If it's something that you truly love and you have a clear focus and goal, I think it's okay. And don't let people define what your happily ever after is. So a lot of people, rightly so, this is the happy family card, but I really challenged people to think of this more as happily ever after, your happily ever after, and the family may not even have to do with it. And that doesn't mean ignore your family if you have a family, don't get me wrong, but if you're single or you don't have a family, do you want a family? Don't just be striving towards goals because it's what society or your family, and it's not that anyone's pressuring you, but sometimes we hold on to these things that we feel like we have to do when we really think about it, we're like, well, I don't have to do that. Like, why? It's probably something mostly we're putting on ourselves that we've just kind of been hanging on to, or just kind of come along for the ride from childhood or from past experiences, that you may need to get rid of some of those expectations that aren't really something you're interested in having in your life. So really define what you're happily ever after. And if that having your own yoga studio, keep hearing something, sorry, then good. So surround yourself with people that are going to support your happily ever after. So Nice, Pisces. I'm loving this. I'm loving this for you. And I hope you have a wonderful month of July. And I'll see you at the next video. Take care.